Seems to me they're doing the minimum, just enough to get by. Fair comment, said Liam. But not everyone wants to be an action hero like us. Some of them will be happy enough with a base or admin post or signals. Action hero? Liam laughed. You know what I mean. You love it, Dan. The guns, the flashbangs, the jumping out of planes. You're an adrenaline junkie. Bollocks. You just don't see it, but it's true. He held up his hands. Hey, I love it as much as you do. That's why I wanted to join the SAS. Best unit in the army, no question. I'm not doing it for the buzz, said Shepard. Liam raised one eyebrow but didn't say anything. Seriously, I'm doing it because the SAS are the best, like you said. The paras are great, but even they don't come close. He looked around to check that none of the directing staff were within earshot. To be honest, I don't rate some of the trainers and their big-time attitudes either. I know what you mean, Liam said. They're supposed to lead by example, aren't they? But a couple of them get the local tribesmen to build their bashes for them. And they're a lot more luxurious than the others have got, let alone ours. And then they spend a lot of time lying around in them, lording it over the rest of us. Only the oldest SAS men had ever served in Malaysia, but the use of bizarre Malay words was still common in the regiment. Barrack rooms, jungle shelters, and accommodation areas anywhere in the world were always referred to as the basha, the Malay word for hut or shelter. That 3 weeks of hard routine we did, Shepard said. 2-man patrols carrying minimum kit, sleeping on the ground and eating minimum cold rations with no cooking allowed. That was the real deal, and the way it should be every day. Trying to replicate what it'll be like when we're actually on active service out in the real world. That's all I'm saying. You're a masochist, mate, said Liam. By now, Geordie Mitchell and Jimbo Short had also wandered over to join them. Jimbo was a couple of years older than the rest of the team. His pale blue eyes seemed faded by the sun, and even in his mid-20s, there were stress lines etched into his forehead. What's up? He asked. Dan's having a moan about the directing staff, said Liam. When's he never not moaning? Said Geordie. A couple of the trainers are pretty canny, mind, he said. Lofty's good, and so's Tough. Yeah, they're good. Though no one could ever accuse them of being imaginative in their choice of nicknames, eh, Geordie? Said Shepard. You don't get to choose your nickname, you know that, said Geordie. We're still working on yours. How about Sheepish? He was the same age as Shepard, 22, but a good bit taller than the typical SAS man. Shorter, stockier men tended to have greater powers of endurance and, since the ability to carry a monstrously heavy burden over long distances at a ridiculously fast pace was one of the many things that set SAS men apart from the rest, most of them were no more than 5'9". God, I'm starving, Liam said. He claimed to have a metabolism that made it necessary for him to eat every 2 hours or keel over, and his principal hobby seemed to be searching for food. I don't suppose anyone's got some spare scran squirreled away, he said, more in hope than expectation. I'm that hungry, I could even eat my mother's cooking. Her cooking's not that bad, is it? Jimbo said. Come to lunch when we're home then, if you're brave enough, said Liam. We try to have takeaways whenever we can. He broke off as he caught sight of an older-looking soldier standing in the shadows at the edge of the clearing. Where the hell did that guy come from? There had been no sound or visible movement, but the man now stood there, watching and listening, his posture upright and alert, the barrel of his weapon tracking the path of his gaze. Satisfied, he lowered his weapon and stepped into the open. He was hard-muscled, but lean and whippet thin, and his skin was pale enough to suggest that he had seen little sunlight in